Hello and welcome to another episode of Curl Up with Cathy Bramley. I'm back in the treehouse and I'm absolutely delighted to welcome my next guest, who I've been a fan of for many years and through many books. And actually, she's one of those ones that when I read her book, and I'm writing my own, I toss mine aside and say, well, why do I even bother? Anyway, I'm delighted to bring into my treehouse today the very wonderful, the very talented Lucy Diamond. Hello, Lucy.
Hey, hello.
Hey, we managed it. Hey. It's been...
We've had a palaver, haven't we?
We have had a palaver, and I must admit, palaver is one of my favourite words. So thank you very much for using that word. It's a great word. How are you? How are you coping in lockdown?
I'm all right, thank you. Yeah, it's a weird time, isn't it? Up and down. Some days better than others. Some day the weekend I felt a bit despairing. Actually, I'm just so ready for it to be over and for us all to get back to normal. But other days, just get on with it, like everyone, I suppose.
Yeah,
How about you?
I'm absolutely fine. I mean, I'm sort of, we've got a fairly big garden, which means we can all get away from each other if we need to, and we feel like we've got some space. That's the important thing, I think, is when someone's really annoying you, that you've got somewhere to go.
I couldn't possibly comment on that.
So that's really helpful, and it also helps that my husband has worked from home before,
Right.
and he has got an office above the garage. So we have got separate working spaces, so that really helps.
Yeah.
And my one daughter's working really hard with her university stuff in her bedroom, and the other one is dossing around. But at least she's always in her bedroom. So we managed to keep out of each other's ways for most of the day.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. I don't know about you, I found it quite hard to write at first with loads of other people in the house. I was like, can everyone just be quiet, please? Because, I'm just used to being on my own with the dog and the cat and, nobody wanting stuff.
Yeah.
So, I found that a bit of a shock and just thinking, just trying to get my head straight. But, I'm used to it.
Yeah. I think you were saying before that you're editing your next book at the moment, and I think when you're trying to dip into that other world, you've already written it, so you think, right, today I've got to sort out this thread or whatever. It's quite difficult to shut everything out, isn't it? And really focus.
Yeah, you just want your head to be full of the book and those characters in that world and nothing else to come in. But anyway,
do you get accused of giving people very vague looks? Very, like you're staring through people.
I get accused of not listening properly, and I don't. It's terrible. People say, especially my kids, I just tune out a bit and I start thinking about something else, and then they'll say, "Ma, I did tell you that yesterday," and I. Oh yeah, sorry. God, I've got no memory of that at all.
I know, I do that all the time. I'll be nodding away and and then I'll suddenly realise that I've just been taking part in a conversation that I have no idea what it was about.
Or you just agreed to something you really don't want to do. Like,
no, you said we could have dominoes. You said.
Yes.
Did I?
Yes. What makes me worried is now they all play on that. I'm sure sometimes they say things that are completely fabricated because they know I'm like, oh, okay, well, probably did then.
No, that happens here all the time. No, you said. I told you.
Yeah.
So you're editing at the moment, but we've got something very exciting happening for you in a couple of weeks. In fact, I'm going to be putting this out just before your publication day.
Oh, thank you.
Your next book, which is already out in hardback, which did incredibly well, is An Almost Perfect Holiday. So I know you can't see the screen, Lucy, but
I can see that.
Oh, so it's just me you can't see.
I can't see you, but I can see a bit of my cover. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Well, An Almost Perfect Holiday is your next book. So can you tell us a little bit about this book, please?
Yes, I can. Well, I started thinking about this book when I was on holiday myself. It seems a long time since any of us went on holiday, but sort of a year, must be 2 years ago. And I was lying by a swimming pool in France, just like, oh, here we are. And I could hear the couple in the next door house arguing. And I just thought, it sort of made me laugh because I thought, God, we all really try, don't we, on holiday? We all set out thinking, this is going to be bliss. This is, going to be the best fortnight of the year. And we sort of put a lot of pressure on ourselves, really, I think, to make it all perfect. And it never is for me anyway. And it obviously never was for the people next door to us that summer. So I just started thinking about, we do all go on holiday with these great intentions for it to be perfect. And I thought it would be nice to capture that sort of different families. And, when you're sort of cheek by jowl on holiday with other families nearby, you can't help, well, as writers, you can't help being a little bit nosy, eavesdropping, and just like, oh gosh, they're not getting on very well. Or, oh, what's going on there? Is that the husband? Is that the dad? Well, I do. So I just thought, it'd be really fun to have set a novel around 3 holiday cottages where, they sort of see each other coming and going, and they've each got their own storylines, the characters in the book, but their storylines sort of start weaving in together as they get to know one another. So yeah, that's where the idea came from.
And just remind me, I mean, I've read it and I absolutely loved it, but where's it set?
It's set in Falmouth. So
yes.
so that was really nice to do. I love Falmouth. It's such a lovely place, and meant to be going. Oh God, sorry, that's not. We were meant to be going down there this summer, but I don't think that's going to happen now. But it's nice to read books about beautiful places. I think you can't get away. You can sort of live vicariously and
absolutely,
through a book. So I'm really hoping that even if readers can't get away very far this summer, they can at least escape into some
a bit of armchair travel.
Yes.
Yeah. And it is a wonderful summary book, and I just loved how all those different characters, very different stories, very different women, manage to help each other out, actually, don't they? They end up supporting each, becoming a bit of a network. And that sort of whole making friends on holiday and just support, it's just the whole, I think it's very, very current for now, isn't it? Just lending a hand to other people who might be in need. The one particular lady who's got all the children, her name begins with E. She is a real organizer, isn't she? She gets everyone together. She's always the first out there with a bottle of wine, and
that's right.
I loved her. I mean, she's just exactly the sort of person you want to meet on holiday. Perhaps if you're a bit shy or not really, you want to be involved, but you don't want to impose on other people. But she's like straight in there, isn't she?
Yes, she is.
What's going on?
Really? She's not shy about knocking on someone's door.
No, that was a great story. I really, really enjoyed it. So it's obviously out in ebook form already.
Yes.
And hardback.
And it's 28th, I think. It's
May.
Last Thursday.
Yes, which will be a very exciting day for everybody to get those.
It's going to be strange. I mean, you had a publication day in lockdown, didn't you? And how was that for you? It must have been.
Well, I was right at the beginning of lockdown.
Yes, that's right.
So it was the days of people, stockpiling pasta and toilet roll. So nobody was actually buying books because they were charging around supermarkets with huge trolleys, loading everything they possibly could. So it was a very odd time, and it was just at the time when supermarkets had said, we cannot start carry on putting books and stuff, home stuff in. We need to focus on pasta and toilet roll. Books got overlooked for a little while, but I think it's coming back again now. And I think what the supermarkets have done so brilliantly is adapt and start adding books to online shopping. So you can now do that. I think Asda and Tesco are offering that now. So that's great for people.
That's really good. Yeah,
it is. So it does mean that people can still get hold of their paperbacks, which is great news.
Good.
Yes. Do you your cover? I want to talk about your cover because this is quite a different cover look for you, isn't it?
It is. It is. And I really like it. I have to say, it does scream beach holiday, doesn't it? And it's not often. When I got sent this picture, I actually laughed when I saw it, and I thought, God, it's not many covers that make you laugh just looking at an image of a not really perfect sunbathing experience. Just thought we'd freshen things up a bit.
Because your last one was quite a brightly coloured cover, wasn't it, with blue with little envelope on it? Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah, so this is quite a departure. And of course, before that, well, some time ago, you and I had the same cover illustrator, Kate Forrester, for a long
Right,
time, didn't we?
yes. Yeah.
And I love her work. It
Yeah,
was
she's gorgeous. Yeah,
really
good.
clever, really clever lady. But it is interesting how our publishers move us along a little bit in covers, and how cover trends move along, and so yes, it's really interesting. I was really excited to see that cover. I could see that it's a real departure, and it's such a beautiful. I mean, it couldn't be more beach holiday, could it? With that
I know.
beautiful turquoise sea at the top there, it's absolutely gorgeous.
So.
Right, I'm going to hide that, and I'm going to see if I can find some questions that my readers on my Facebook group. Oh, Katie Louise Marsh has asked, what's the favourite book of yours that you've written? Do you have a favourite?
I've written? Oh gosh, it's usually always the one I've just finished. Actually, it's right now. It's one that's coming out next year. That I'm so proud of it, and because I'm just going through the copy edit now, and I'm not completely sick of it. Sometimes you get to the point where you think, God, I just never want to see this book again.
Yeah.
But the one that's coming out next year is a bit of a change for me because the main character is actually a man.
Oh,
yes, I know.
Big news.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always been thought, oh no, I couldn't possibly write as a male character. I don't know what men think like. And then a male friend was like, well, they just think pretty much the same as women, So they're not that different. So I thought, well, I'll have a go. And I got my husband to read it through and just said, does this sound like a man? Tell me any bits that you think a man wouldn't think that or a man wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really good to get his input. So that God, I don't really want to say anything else, but we don't even know what the title is going to be yet.
Oh, okay.
It's sort of exciting one, but yeah, I don't know if it's going to be the final one, so I won't say. Right, but yeah, that I feel so. Yeah, I really enjoyed writing that. It felt a bit of a bigger book. If that makes sense. And
yeah, it does.
There's so many characters in my book, and when I try to describe them, it's like, well, there's 3 women, and this one's doing this, and this storyline is about this. But for this one, there's basically one big storyline, and so it's a lot easier to describe. So I don't know but I put everything into that book. I feel, I'm
excited. I'm already excited. Okay, Annika has asked, you always include dogs in your books. How many dogs have you had yourself?
Well, only one actually. I didn't have a dog growing up. I always had cats and guinea pigs. So I didn't really think I was a dog person. I like them, but I didn't really know how to have one. But yeah, we've had a dog for 5 years, I think, this summer. And
Cockapoo, isn't it?
Cockapoo. They're such characters. And, I wasn't expecting the comedy from having a dog, I have to say, but it makes me laugh every day.
Yeah, mine does. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's yours called?
Lottie.
Lottie.
What's yours?
Pearl.
Oh, yes, I think I knew that. Yeah, that's so sweet.
Yeah, they are gorgeous. They're just so funny. Cheska Major has asked, what does she love reading? Oh, this is probably a plug for her own book, actually, surreptitiously. What do you love reading when you're working on your own books?
God, I read all the time. I'm reading a book called Bass Rock by Evie Wilde, which is really good. It's about 3 different generations of women. At first, you don't even know how they're all connected in this quite remote
I like those.
community in Scotland. So far, it's really good. I'm just sort of piecing together connections between the characters, and I don't know much about it at all. I heard her being interviewed, and I thought, well, that sounds good. But it's one of those books where you read it and think, I just don't know where this is going.
Yeah.
I'm in for the ride.
Yeah. But well, if you like psychological thrillers, or not actually psychological, is that the right word? Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
Cheska has written this amazing book called The Other Girl.
Oh.
And it's going to be out in July, I think.
Oh,
it's
right.
Fantastic.
Oh, great.
It's really good book.
Great.
Yeah, The Other Girl by Cheska Major.
Thank you for the tip.
She didn't deliberately want me to plug her book, but when I saw it, I thought I will do.
Oh, well, I'd love to read The Other Girl by Cheska Major. That sounds amazing.
It is amazing. Oliver Moon. Did you write Oliver Moon books?
I did write Oliver Moon books. Yeah.
Well, somebody said Oliver Moon books were a great introduction to Harry Potter for younger children. It's not a question, it's a statement,
nice.
but that's very nice of you, says
Thank
Nikki
you.
Matty.
Thank you, Nikki.
Christine Newton says, what inspires you to write a story? That's always a tricky one. Well, we've heard about your inspiration for this one.
Yes.
How about your inspiration for your, can you say your next one?
Oh, gone quiet. Are you still there?
Oh, yes, I am still here. Can you not hear me?
I've lost you a bit.
Oh, she's lost me.
I can't, I'm just hearing some weird noises. Can you hear me?
Hello?
I lost you for a minute.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah. Can you ask the question again?
Yeah.
So it's about inspiration, wasn't it?
Yes. What inspires you to write a story? And you've already told us about this one, and Almost Perfect Holiday. So I'll tell you what inspired you to write Summer at Shell Cottage?
That was, thank you. That was really just going on holiday with my in-laws and thinking, it's not really a holiday, is it, when you go with extended family? I mean, it's lovely, and but especially if you're an in-law, if you're like daughter-in-law, a sister-in-law, you are slightly on your best behaviour, and you're hoping that your kids aren't going to do anything terrible. So it's not as relaxing as when it's just your little family. So yeah, that's what I wanted to. Yeah, that's what started that off. Just holidays with my in-laws, and just sort of a mix of ages as well. I like writing mix of ages in books, so there's older and younger and middles.
I think that was a great, I love it.
Thank you. It's all sorts of things, really. Sometimes it's hearing a story on the news or something that friends told me or something in a magazine when I just think, well, that's interesting, or what would I do in that situation, or how would I feel about that? How would I feel if that was me? It's really just that, putting myself in someone else's shoes and, trying to imagine how I'd feel. Or it can start with a place or a character, but usually it's a what if, like, what if that happened to me? What would I do? And I just start thinking like that.
So, when you've got 3 main characters, obviously you might start off what happens if, but how do you then extrapolate that, or not the opposite of extrapolate, sort of expand it out to 3 story strands? How do you do that? Please tell me.
It sort of happens organically, actually. I'm not a planner. I'm not one of those people who know everything before it starts. I can't do that. I've tried, but then it just kind of kills off the story for me. I think, oh, well, I know what happens, so can't be bothered to write it. So I start off with like, what if, oh gosh, that'll be stressful, or I put my character in a stressful situation and I just work through it with them. So I can get really near the end of a book and think, I've no idea how this is going to end, which is a terrible way to work. And also other characters just come in and I think, oh, actually, maybe I should do something, in Almost Perfect Holiday, there's so many narrators. There's the 3 main women, and then I thought, oh, actually, I'll bring in one of the teenage daughters because, she can have a story. Oh, actually, I'll bring in the one who owns the cottages, who's retired. She can have a story. And then, so I don't really have a good answer to that, other than I just, each time I think, oh, what happens next? I sort of can see a little way ahead, but I can never see the full story when I start. I just start off with well, this is an interesting situation and this is an interesting character, and I'm just going to delve into it a bit.
That's incredible, really, because I have a plan, and so I know I can time my characters' peaks and troughs so that they happen, at the same time. I mean, I can't imagine how you managed to get everybody's story moving along and then tying up at the same time.
I don't know either, to be honest. I mean, I do a lot of editorial work after my first draft. I do a massive edit myself, and whole character stories come out. Yeah, I used to be an editor. That was my job before, so I really love that part of it. The first draft for me is just sort of spilling it all out, and I get to it and I think, oh, okay, that's the story, and then I can go back and tailor it all accordingly.
Yeah.
But
I think that I probably do that first draft, but not on paper. I sort of work it through and eventually I go, oh yeah, that's the story. And then I write it. So by the time I get to the writing stage, I've pretty much worked through.
Wow, I'm so jealous. That sounds a much more sensible way to do it.
But it's probably still the same, you know, overall. And also, you say
Yeah.
you like editing. I absolutely hate editing. So I prefer. I've got an edit due back, and I'm
Right.
cowering, just waiting to click on that email. It'll say, "Hi, I'm back with your editorial notes."
Right. Yeah.
And I'll just, oh yeah. So I'd rather try and work it through.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so I know, so I don't have to do it again.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah. And Ruth, Ruth Rankin says, well, she says, what's your next book about, which we've talked about, but how long does it take you to complete a book?
Probably about 5-6 months to do a sort of shonky first draft, and then I do a massive, like, it takes me a good month after that to go through it. Yeah, I do it. Yeah, that's the bit where it all comes together, really.
Yeah.
So probably 6 or 7 months altogether before I let anyone see it. Then it goes to my agent, and then we start with the fun feedback.
Okay, so
Yeah,
about
so I'm
6
fairly
months.
fast, really. I try and do about 2,000 words a day, but well, you know, it's all a bit random. Some days are better than others. Some days I'm,
Yeah.
you know, really in the zone and I can just write loads. Other days it's just I feel a bit stuck and I think, oh, I don't really know what happens next, so I have to.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, we all have those days.
Yeah.
Those days where we can, at the end of the day, go, I've done 3,500 words and it didn't feel like pulling teeth. Hooray!
Yes. Oh, they're the best, aren't they?
They are
Yeah,
the
they're
best.
really
They are
good.
the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I go with Cheska Major does some writing retreats, and I go away with her
Oh,
if I can
great.
twice a year. And
Nice.
we're all in the same boat. We're all in our little rooms or little writing areas, and get together at the end of the day and say how many words we've done, you know. And there's always someone who's gone, I've done 8,000 words.
Oh my God.
Oh, shut up.
Yes. Well, I don't know if you find, but I find that if I do have a really brilliant day like that, the next day it's really hard and I hardly write anything. It's like
Yeah.
you know, I've overcompensated and then
Yeah. Evens out in the end,
it
doesn't
does
it?
even out. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, listen, it's been absolutely fantastic talking to you.
Oh, me
I'm
too.
so
Thank you.
enjoyed it. And I wish you every success with the paperback. And
Thanks very much, Cathy.
hopefully it gets onto lots of supermarket shelves. And we might even be
Yes.
allowed to go out and see it ourselves by then. And all the best with the editing of the new one. And look forward to hearing all about that soon.
Thanks a lot.
Okay. Oh, take care. Bye-bye. Bye. Oh, wasn't that lovely, Lucy Diamond? Thanks so much for your questions. And I'll be back again with more of your favourite authors very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.